Yeah, for me, an inclusive and integrated city is really a question about both process and form, actually. So I would, in the first place, say that it's a city that includes the citizens from the very beginning and really takes its departure in their needs, listening at the proper needs they actually have, instead of just using common assumptions or an expert's assumptions on what should be built, actually. So that would be like the more inclusive process that it actually provokes in my mind. And the second component is for me more related to urban form. Like the integrated city is really a city that is built in a way and that really takes its natural and built up environment and connects it in a mode that really responds to the needs of the citizens. So it actually makes their everyday life easier. So that's my first reflection on inclusive cities and integrated cities. On the other hand, I think it's super important, particularly in Northern Europe, to be humble and understand how difficult this really is. We really rely on the expertise of our professionals and on our institutions. So involving citizens, particularly in the very early stage, is usually seen as troublesome and unnecessary, because you have the democratic institutions that already guarantee that their needs are taken into consideration, which is not always the case, actually. Also because I really truly believe that if you listen to the needs, you will do the right priorities, and you will have you will enhance quality, basically. Because people actually in the street, together with experts and decision makers, together they could really, do what's supposed to be done, and not running projects that will not even be used by the citizens. The thing that's important to bear in mind is that you need to be prepared to take their knowledge into action and not treat it as something that is not real. Because they know what they're talking about. And particularly when they talk together, all these people. I don't say that citizens should plan and build cities. I never said that. But, in cooperation with all the other professions. So all these ideas and needs assessment really are translated into the professional frameworks. And nowadays there are interesting tools like 3D animations, just to bridge the gap between citizens and professionals. Because most of us we don't really read architectural drawings or engineering plans that well, do we? I would say that is also a prerequisite to be able to test what you've been doing and test it again and get feedback. Feedback from others that hasn't been involved, or feedback from other citizens. For example, if the girls are planning the space, you should ask their granddads and their fathers what they actually think about the space, because it's supposed to meet their needs too as well. So test and test again and redo it. And then finally, and I couldn't stress that enough, is to draw lessons learned from your work for the future. For you, for the work that you're actually conducting in that situation, which we usually do, with monitoring and evaluation tools. But it doesn't have meaning in itself more than saying this was a good or a bad project. But it could really collect a knowledge bank for you, for your future projects, but really for others. Both your good examples and your bad examples, your lessons learned, and you really try to formulate guidelines to various professions in the field, and really to others that would like to do what you're doing, because that's the only way to not reinvent the wheel. I couldn't start exactly from where you stopped, but I don't have to redo the entire process again if I really listen to you, and honestly, if you're prepared to give me your insights.